Hey, what's up, family? Welcome. Really?
Excuse me.
What's up, family? Welcome to Ask the Mods.
Well, we challenge you to stop playing and start pushing.
This right here is my incredible wife, Iana.
Very pregnant, tired, exhausted, fat looking wife.
No, no. You all belly, baby.
Thanks, babe. So, we're going to answer a question that came in, and we're going to get right to it and not waste any time. Here it is. I have a question. How can you survive in a marriage where the wife is lazy but is only motivated for her job? Has her son, who is 19, who also isn't motivated to go to college or get a job, but waits for his mom on everything. And she is also controlling in finances and so involved in what you do as a man, but doesn't raise her kids to do chores around the house. Just a question from a disgruntled husband. Thank you. So, what you got to say? He is disgruntled. He says she lazy. She only motivated for her job. Her son ain't got no job. He's 19. He ain't doing nothing.
When he says that she's only motivated for a job, what I mean, I'm thinking that he's talking about she's only motivated to go to work. I mean, she's so self-absorbed.
Oh
and
yeah, maybe
self-consumed
invested
that-
in her career and in her job.
So the issue isn't about
And
her.
micromanaging him, right? Like
Yeah.
all up in his. That's what he said. Didn't he say that?
So here's the thing, and I want to make this very clear that I want to challenge you around the energy. Now I know you're asking this question, and she may not see the answer to this video, and she may not even know that you think that she's lazy, but but I want to challenge you in the area in terms of your perspective when it comes to just how she approaches her household duties and how she approaches being in a relationship with you. You lifted up the fact that she's lazy, and the reason why I want to challenge you in your perspective is because she got a job. She got a job and she's going to work, and so she's, I'm assuming, bringing in some income that's helping to support the household. And in doing so, to me, that's indicative of the fact that she does got some ambition, she got some drive, she got some type of hustle. So I wouldn't necessarily coin her as lazy. Now, when it comes to her being, we just coming out the Kwanzaa season, so collective work and responsibility when it comes to the household, that's a different story. If she's got her 19-year-old son and he ain't out here, working, he has no ambition, and she's not pushing him to do that, then she definitely has a responsibility to make sure that she's encouraging him to get out here and do his thing, because it ain't acceptable for him to just be laying around the house and not doing nothing. At the age of 19, either you want to be in school, working on a trade, or just out here, getting a job. And if she's not hoping to support him or push him in that direction, then that's not cool. So I definitely think that you're right in calling her out on that. But to call it lazy or to call her lazy because she's not pulling her weight when it comes to the house and she's letting him do each and everything that he wants to do, that's not the way to go about it. So how do you bring this to a woman who's not showing support or who's not working collectively in a house to try to bring about some type of some harmony, some peace in a home? As a woman, what would you like to hear?
I mean, I think first and foremost, I just want to acknowledge. I'm assuming that this son is her son. He said her son, so you all are a blended family, and this is a common issue that blended families have, where they really just have a hard time being able to figure out how to co-parent, and particularly when the man has not been one that I'm trying to give my baby some support with his holding the phone. We holding the phone right now, y'all. Because we decided to do this at the drop of a dime. Like, let's get it done. So anyway, particularly when there is a man who is involved and the woman has been raising her son, and so now you're involved, and so you have some expectations, you have some standards and some thoughts, and it's well known that oftentimes folks say women in particular, particularly single women, and I know she's not single now, but I'm assuming she was before she met and got with you, raise their daughters and really coddle and baby their sons. And so then you have a man enter the scene, and he's saying, what's going on here? Because this don't look right. The optics don't look good on this. And this young man needs to get up and do something with himself. And yet you're not his father. And so what I would say is that if you haven't done it, which it sounds like it hasn't been done, you need to do it. You have to get together and you have to sit down, you and she. And oftentimes it's helpful to have a third party, a counselor, or someone who's a trusted person who you think is a objective person as much as possible, to help you all figure out, what are the goals that you all both feel are appropriate for your own family with regards to what you expect from your children. Where do you expect for them to be at certain points in their lives? And how do you all agree or disagree on those things? Because you all have to come together in terms of what your expectations are. And then once you all know what your expectations are, then you can then relay them to the child. And more than likely, she's going to be the one to relay them. Because people often make a mistake and think, well, he's in the family now. You need to listen to him, and you need to pay attention to what he's saying, and you need to do what he says. And the reality is that if that has not been the case, then she still needs to be the person of authority to have those conversations. He needs to be respectful and that kind of thing, but she needs to be the one to relay that message because she is the in-charge parent. And that has been found to be the best way to deal with the blended family piece. So I would just say y'all need to have a conversation. You need to get clear. Maybe you have done that and it hasn't gone well. Again, get some third-party advice. But at the end of the day, I think that your voice counts. I think it needs to be heard. Because oftentimes, not all the time, but oftentimes when mamas are raising young men, and people get mad when they hear me say this, they're not using all of the tools available to them. And we get used to doing things our way and wanting to go a certain way. Yeah. When it comes to, her micromanaging you and totally being invested in her job and, not focused on, I'm assuming, the family or yourself or what have you. Again, relay the needs. My husband said, how does a woman want to hear this? We don't want to hear it in a way that first diminishes, or at least if we think it sounds like you're diminishing who I am and what I'm doing. Well, you're lazy. I mean, because I would be like, excuse me, I'm coming out here every day working and, doing this and doing that. I'm not lazy. Or I've been with me and my son all this time before you even came on the scene. I'm not lazy. Let's get clear. I mean, that's just very offensive. So you got to be able to lift up your needs and your issues. I don't feel like, I get enough time with you. That's about you. It's not about her. The time that I get with you is not enough. I feel like, there's certain areas that I really want to be able to navigate mentally and concretely on my own. And it's not that I don't value your opinion. It's just that certain areas, I really want to navigate that on my own. If I want some feedback or some help, then I'll ask you. You see, and then that's about yourself versus telling her, get out my business. And stop talking to me. So again, focus on what you need. Sit down with a third party, have a conversation, be honest, and
without being judgmental.
And and really try to focus on relaying what the needs are and what the issues are versus what she ain't doing and how she's so lazy. Because that's a bit much. So at the end of the day, if you want for there to be change, then you've got to be willing to change a little too in your approach and in your mindset, because change agents change first. So be an agent of change in your relationship by changing yourself a little first. Model for her what you want to see, and remember to stop playing and start